Chapter 14. Ollie, did you hear the announcement? Oliver's mother shouted frantically, that means nervously, from the living room as she sped towards his bedroom. Yes, what's a code red? Oliver shouted back as he rushed out of his room to meet her. When they met in the hallway, Oliver's mother squeezed her son's shoulders tightly. Son, code red means a monster's attacking Rubius, she replied, her eyes wide with fear. That's impossible! No monster has ever found us, Oliver said in bewilderment. Bewilderment, that means in shock, okay? Code red isn't something said in jest. That means code red isn't said out of a joke, okay, son? We need to go to the bunkers now, Oliver's mother shouted. Before Oliver could continue his questions, a blood-curdling scream, that means an extremely horrifying scream, reverberated, that means echoed through the roof. Oliver stormed out of the house to find its source. Where's it coming from? His mouth gaped in horror. A massive swirling cloud of grayish black smoke coiled around the school like a snake choking its prey. And at the bottom of the gargantua, that means enormous cloud, Oliver saw the faint silhouette. Silhouette is like the black outline of a monster. It was at least 5 stories tall. Look, they're here. Thank God, we are safe. Oliver's mother cheered as she pointed at a legion of superheroes flying towards the cloud of smoke. So the superheroes are going to save them, okay? But once they pierce the cloud, once the superhero pierced the cloud, the swarm of heroes plummeted to the ground. So they all started falling very quickly, plummeted to the ground, like flies poisoned with bug spray. Attention, Rubians! Telepath Ted yelled into everyone's mind. Stay away from the monster smoke. It robs you of your powers. I repeat, stay away. Suddenly, Telepath Ted got cut off. As if mocking Ted, the monster roared in triumph. Triumph is victory, roared in victory. More frighteningly, the cloud of smoke was starting to move, following the monster towards town. Ollie, we have to get to the bunkers! Oliver's mother screamed. But for how long can we stay there? We can't just hide there forever. We have to fight, Oliver replied. Fight? Ollie, this isn't a school simulation. Simulation is what Ollie does in his training, right? Even Superhero Squadron was defeated. What can we do? Cook it a meal? 100 ideas zipped across Oliver's mind. Every invention he had ever thought of flashed across his eyes as he plotted a strategy. Suddenly, Oliver's eyes lit up. I have an idea, he exclaimed. But just as Oliver was about to tell his mother his brilliant plan, a tree branch wrapped itself around her and whisked her away. Before Oliver could figure out what happened, another branch picked him up and placed him on a branch high up in the tree. It was the giant tree man from before. Remember the giant tree man that a lot of the black-robed Rubians sat on, that same giant tree man. Attention, Rubians! The tree man bellowed as he plucked all the Rubians from their homes on his way towards the bunkers. I'm bringing you to the bunkers before the monster reaches us. Mr. Brunwick and his staff are doing their best to store it. Just stay calm and you'll be fine. No, we will not be fine, Oliver grunted in frustration. He searched desperately for his mother, but could not find her in the thick web of Rubians and leaves. Oliver knew it was now or never. With a loud battle cry, yippee! He leapt off the branches and slid down the tree man's trunk till he reached the ground, quickly rolling his body out of the way before the roots trampled him. Oliver sprinted, that means ran very fast, to his workshop and gathered every item he could find off the shelves and placed them in a large bandwagon. You can Google image what bandwagon is, okay? Next, he grabbed a large plastic fishbowl from his house and used a scalpel. Scalpel, you can Google image what is it. It's like a knife, okay, made from a callipion's claw to cut out a small hole, before pasting a thick sponge made from a Homian fish gill across it. He placed the bowl over his head and sealed it to his neck with layers of tape and sponge. The astronaut looking Oliver, so Oliver put the glass bowl over his head. So the astronaut looking Oliver rushed to his mother's kitchen, flung his mother's herbs into the air, and took a huge sniff. He smelled nothing. "It works!" he cried. "Monster, here I come!"